My only problem with ICE is that they're going after every minority group except black people. I mean, you're trying to reduce crime. You're just giving them more room to breathe. But I understand, can you imagine the shape you have to be in to deport black people?
Is we should all stop supporting Asian-owned businesses, is what I would say if I was fucking stupid.
Have we ever seen an Asian in the soul food spot en masse? Have we ever seen the Asians supporting black American businesses en masse? Let me know. Maybe I'm going crazy.
As much as my heart goes out to the Rick Chow case, you can't blame a whole community for one isolated incident.
Your heart doesn't really go out to what happened because you didn't make a video about what happened. You're making a video about the response to what happened, right? So which means you don't really care about what happened, but going after the response instead of the action.
And for all those that say that they're gonna stop supporting Asian businesses, the clothes on your back probably came from China.
Boy, I started smiling so big when I saw this woke Asian female spit nothing but heat. I just want to say thank you. She hit the nail right on the head.
For all the racist fucks that keep saying they have black fatigue, I think it's time we set the record straight. You don't have black fatigue, you have history fatigue. You're tired of being reminded that black people didn't just participate in the world, they were a huge part in shaping it. Every race and every culture has benefited from the sacrifices that black people have made. The civil rights movement didn't just open doors for black Americans, it expanded freedoms for everyone. And the shameful part is black people hardly, if ever, get the credit for it. Black people aren't just in music and sports. You guys need to get out more, okay? Black people are doctors, lawyers, pilots, judges, engineers, educators, innovators, and the list goes on. They hold up systems that people rely on daily while pretending that contribution doesn't exist. And no, this isn't pandering. This is lived experience. I grew up in an all-white neighborhood with very few black people and no other Asians. And at that time, the only culture that accepted me without question was the black culture. So when people talk about a world without black people, they expose how very little they understand about the world they already live in. Without black people, you don't get a world with less noise. You get a world with less creativity, less freedom, less culture, and less progress. If that truth exhausts you, it's not fatigue. It's discomfort with knowing how much you benefit from this world without acknowledging the source.
Happy Black History Month.
Seeing the clothes on our back come from China actually proves our point to let you know that we're not a hateful people. We always supported the Asian community, and if we stop doing it, that's going to be economic destruction for you. So I don't know if that was supposed to be aha, got you moment, because that's not the flex you thought it was.
And I do admit a lot of Asian people are racist. However, not everyone that's Asian is racist.
So you're admitting that a lot of Asian people are racist. So what are we talking about? Now, I'm not saying all, because I have a few that I'm cool with, but what are we talking about?
I think we should be sabotaging Asian-owned businesses, especially since Asian Heritage Month just passed.
How us doing our own group economic is sabotaging Asian businesses? That's what you guys are doing. You guys are doing your own group economic. You have your Chinatown, when you came into our communities, separated and made your own enclave and communities. Is that sabotaging the Black American community? No, it's not. So we're not sabotaging. We're doing our own group economics.
Incense store owners are actually outraged as we speak. Why? Because the black are refusing to patronize them, and they are giving them that cold, silent treatment. Now, the question arises that can they survive without the black? Can they actually grow without black community? And of course, the answer is yes, because most of their products are being consumed by the black. Now, the black are no longer patronizing them. The black have decided to boycott them as they actually requested for, because they actually asked for it, yes. And the whole drama is going deeper than we think. No, we didn't actually thought the black would take it that personal, but a lot of things are becoming more personal than we think. So if you're new here and if you love content like this, grab a seat, subscribe to this channel, and let's watch this together and unfold what is happening. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in that comment section, because I'm reading everything. By the end of this video, we are going to analyze what is actually happening. Yes, is that deep? Is that deep? Yes. Join me together and let's unfold this.
This is how Africans benefit off the sacrifices of Black Americans in this country. Listen to this.
Most of us don't come into this country dreaming to be politicians, right? Especially our parents' generation. When they came here, they wanted to do what? Put their head down, yes. Go to school, go to work, go to church. My ancestors sat here and they were like, my great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter will be serving in a white man's land. And realizing that in this country, we have to take what's ours. When I say we have to take what's ours, it's because we also contribute. We work so hard for us not to get that piece of the pie back to our community.
Do y'all know how far along Black Americans will be in this country if we was given the luxury from the beginning where you could just put your head...
Latinos of all backgrounds. Do y'all not realize Black people are not the only people in this country? You got your Chinese Americans, your Japanese Americans, your Korean Americans, your Indian Americans, your Muslim Americans, your white Americans, and your own people. So why in Davy Jones' lockup are y'all so pressed and mad at us?
How I can empathize and sympathize with the Black community. I've never been able to do that before because I would hear them say things like, oh, you know, we walk down the street and we get profiled and, you know, cops will just suddenly stop and frisk or whatever just because of the color of their skin. And I always thought like, you know, it's a little bit of a stretch. It feels like a little bit of a stretch. That person must be doing something, right? And obviously, I've never experienced that before. I've never felt that way before and stuff. And so I always thought like, ignorantly, by the way, on my part.
I love when the Black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromat.
It is so damn ironic of you to bring up Chinese restaurants and dry cleaners and laundromats because we didn't choose those jobs. We were actually forced into them due to the anti-Asian laws created by white Americans and white European immigrants. And the only reason why those businesses survived was largely because of the support of Black people. But a lot of you bootlickers don't know your history. And for that, I'm gonna have to take you to school. Domain expansion. Infinite TED Talk. What's up, everyone? My name is Rainier, and this is the true history of boycotting Asian businesses. You see, before Chinese restaurants and gas stations and beauty supply stores, the first Chinese migrants were actually in America in the 1800s during the California Gold Rush, and then to build the Transcontinental Railroad across the West Coast. But when the gold ran out and the final train tracks were laid, the American economy fell into a depression, and poor white Americans and European immigrants started to feel threatened by Chinese labor. And so what do? They joined anti-coolie clubs, and they advocated for anti-coolie laws that would limit the opportunities of Chinese laborers and tax anybody who hired Chinese workers. The racism was so bad that Chinese people were hunted down in their neighborhoods, beaten up by mobs of white men, or just straight up lynched in the streets. This violence is a big reason why Chinatowns were created in the first place. They are ghettos. They are safe spaces where Chinese people could set up shop and live together. But because of these anti-coolie laws, the only businesses that they could set up and get financing for were restaurants, grocery stores, and laundromats. Quick side note, so you should definitely watch the Warrior series because it's based on the writings of Bruce Lee, and it's set in the 1870s during all this anti-Asian racism. But even though Black people were fighting their own freedoms at the time, they still took the initiative to speak up for Asians. And in 1869, the great Frederick Douglass gave the Composite Nation speech where he said, "Let the Chinaman come. He will help to augment the national wealth. He will help to develop our boundless resources. He will help to pay off our national debt. He will help to lighten the burden of our national taxation. He will give us the benefit of his skill as a manufacturer and as a tiller of the soil in which he is unsurpassed." Then in 1871 in Los Angeles, a mob of 500 white men robbed Chinese businesses and killed 19 Chinese immigrants. Hatred was so commonplace that companies would release advertisements to sell their laundry products using the West Coast and putting dollars into our businesses in the American South. Fast forward to the 1980s when Vincent Chin was bludgeoned to death with a baseball bat by two white men who thought that Vincent was Japanese. Ronald Ebens and Michael Nitz recently lost their job at the Chrysler factory, and they blamed the Japanese car market for destroying the American automotive industry. And so they killed Vincent Chin. And when the Asian community needed to seek justice, who showed up for us? Jesse Jackson. I could honestly keep going, but I'm going to end on this note. If you know the Disney movie, The Jungle Book, then you know the author of the original book, Rudyard Kipling. But what you might not know is that Rudyard also infamously created the poem, The White Man's Burden, which symbolizes the pain and the struggle of being a white man who is responsible for carrying African, Asian, Latino, and indigenous people out of the jungles of barbarism into the promised land of civilization. But for a lot of you bootlickers, you seem to think that just because you're in another basket that you're better than black folks, even though we've worked on the same plantations and we've been lynched by the same angry mobs. You're trying so hard to get invited to the picnic, even though history has proven that we'll never truly be accepted by them. And in fact, history shows us the opposite. History has shown us that even though black people have no reason to invite us to the cookout, for well over a century, they have still had the heart to save us a plate. So to all you ungrateful Asian bootlickers out there crying about black people boycotting Asian businesses, just know that this protest doesn't come from nowhere. It came from over 100 years of showing love to Asian people and not receiving that same love and support in return. And goddamn, I think it's time that we need to return the favor.
Morning, Peeps. I just wanted to come in real quick to clarify a few things regarding the blackout. Some are calling it the blackout, some are calling it the boycott. I want to first say to the Asians out there who are doing videos, throwing up in black people's faces to stop using Asian products, and y'all are calling out the iPhone, for instance, right? Stop using the iPhone. I think you guys are confusing made in China or manufactured in China with who actually owns the company. So you say stop using the iPhone. I say the iPhone is only made in China or manufactured in China. The person who owns the company is a group of white men. It was started by Steve Jobs, a white man, here in the United States. Okay, and now it's owned by two other white men. But yeah, it's made in China. They make the iPhone in China. But yeah, a Chinese person doesn't own it. The same thing with clothes or Jordans. Y'all brought up Nike and Jordans, right? Yeah, it may be manufactured in China, made in China, but Nike is a U.S. based, a U.S. owned company. And Jordan, Michael Jordan, is a black man. Next, y'all keep bringing up about TikTok being a Chinese company. Partially true. Last year, maybe the year before, TikTok was forced to sell the majority of the business to Larry Ellison, he's the owner of the Oracle Group. There's an investment group over here in the United States and in Israel. And I believe one of those Middle Eastern countries is also a part of the group. Yeah, they bought TikTok. Yeah, they own 80% of the US-based TikTok. The Chinese only owns about 20%. So the Chinese are no longer the majority owner of TikTok. Yeah, I need for y'all to catch up on all of this. Next, for all of you Asians that are threatening to boycott black businesses, I wish you the very best of luck with that. Why? Because you all rarely patronize black businesses in the first place. So, yeah, good luck to you on that. Lastly, to my people, black people, I know you've been putting in work to research Black-owned nail salons, Black-owned beauty supply stores, even Black-owned liquor stores or wine and spirits or anything like that for you to patronize. I know you've been putting in work, but you're going to have to put in just a little bit more work, because what the Asians are now doing, when you go to Google a certain businesses, they are putting in their descriptions that the business, their business, is Black owned. They're putting it in the metadata. They are trying to trick Black people. Okay, so you're going to have to do a little bit more research to ensure that that nail salon is Black owned, to ensure that that beauty supply store is Black owned. And you may find that you Googled one of those businesses and Google said that this was a Black owned business, and you get into that beauty supply store and you don't see any Black faces in that beauty supply store. And then you're going to have to decide if you are going to turn around and walk out, or if you're going to spend your dollars in that supply store or that nail salon. I'm hoping that you will turn around and walk out. Black business owners who have websites, put the owner and a picture of the owner. Do an about section of the owner. Do an owner spotlight on your website. Make it easy for us to know that this business is Black owned. You have Black text. Take a picture with your Black text at your nail salon, so we know for sure that we're dealing with a Black owned business. Help us out so that there won't be any questions or any doubt that your business is Black owned.
Like the Asian business owners, Chinese, Korean, I never know like which is which when I'm looking at them or talking to them, but they are in an uproar right now. They are so upset because it is said that their businesses are getting boycotted, that their parking lots are empty based off of a not guilty verdict that's recently happened prior to this weekend. And there's a lot of people upset, and people are really upset at the Asian community. I have never ever seen an Asian go off before until today. I have never seen a Korea or a Chinese person go off and just go in so hard until I seen it today on TikTok. These people are pissed. Allegedly, one Asian came back and said that we actually need them, that we can't make it without their businesses.
I want to take a moment to say thank you to Donald Trump, not out of praise, but out of truth. Because while you rip through every part of this government, tearing down justice, equality, and fairness under the fake excuse of fighting DEI fraud, what you're really doing is confirming what Black folks have been saying for generations. America was built on racism, fueled by fear and sustained by white supremacy. You've exposed it all. The masks are off. The polite racism, the fake allyship, the colorblind lies, it's all gone. Now we see it raw and unfiltered. You're not just targeting policy, you're targeting people. Black people, brown people, marginalized communities. And the wild part, we make up the smallest portion of this country, yet somehow we are the biggest threat to the lie that white supremacy built. That should tell you everything. You're afraid not of violence, not of replacement, but of the power we hold even when we have nothing. You see the way our culture, our brilliance, our resilience, our excellence continues to shape this country, even when it tries to erase us. Donald Trump is just the loudest version of a system that's always been in place. He is the living, breathing proof that this country was never designed with us in mind. And yet, we continue to define it. So thank you, Donald, for exposing what so many tried to deny, for showing the world that the fear of Black greatness is real, for proving that racism isn't in our imagination, it's in the fabric of this nation. And to my people, we don't have to fight to prove our worth. He's doing that for us. All we have to do is stand firm, stay awake, and know that the truth is finally louder than the lie. We are not broken. We are not the problem. We are the evidence of the power that this country can contain. Let that truth ring louder than his hate.
I noticed something with this deportation thing. I just couldn't figure it out. I said it in my video, but I just never thought about it. These people keep saying we're going to get deported, we're going to get deported, we're going to get deported. They projecting because we the only people that didn't immigrate here. We didn't migrate here. We not refugees to come over here. We not in the immigration system. We didn't have to pledge allegiance and denounce another country just to live here. We didn't do none of that. We not anchor babies. Our parents didn't come over here, didn't had us here. None of that. But they have. They have. And they hate that. They jealous of that. They jealous of that. Because number one, they thought they were going to be our replacement. They were working on it. I ain't gonna lie, they were working real hard to be our replacement. Then number two, they came over here to colonize us. But when they found out that Trump made it a way where we are emancipated people, we are children of slaves, we can't be deported. They hate that and that bothers them. That jealousy and envy bothers them because they already come over here with jealousy. They already come over here with envy. But now they see we can't go nowhere. Now they want us to be scared with them. They want us to be scared of if we see an unmarked car drive past our house. They want our heart to be beating fast, you know what I mean? When we go to restaurants and we see ICE come take somebody, they want us to be scared with them. And we just out here popping fans, you know what I'm saying? Well, them fans, we just popping fans, having fun, enjoying life, talking, trying to get our money right, trying to see what's going to happen in the future. We ain't even thinking about ICE. We're not even thinking about being deported like they is. They want us to be scared like them. They want us to be worried like them. You get what I'm saying? That, and I'm like, damn, bro, like they really are jealous of us. Not just the Africans and Caribbeans, the Mexicans are jealous of us. Because they mad because they not part of the 14th Amendment. They not. There's a lot of white people not part of the 14th Amendment either. They jealous of that, bro. We can trace our family to the 1700s. Some people can go far back than that. And they don't like it. And they jealous of it. And they hate it. I know it burns them up. Like all the contempt, all the anti-blackness they say about us, the rhetoric, the stereotypes, all that stuff they spew. And that one thing they can't get is the citizenship like we have. We emancipated people and they hate that. Oh, they hate that. That burns them up. That's why they doing these scare tactics on us. That's why they doing all these things, because they want us to be fearful, just like them, of being deported.
We're watching democracy fall in real time. Fighting for your freedom is brutal. It's exhausting. And freedom has never been won from the comfort of a couch. I hope that besides getting on your platform and yelling that we're not coming outside, that you're doing other things to help, like boycotting, mutual aid, grassroots organizing, and you're using your platform to encourage others to...
The support of black people for us to be demanding, oh yeah, why aren't they coming out to protest with us? Why aren't they engaging in activism with us? Because we haven't earned it at all, in the slightest. Or did you guys forget that 46% of all eligible Latino voters voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election? Or how about the fact that racism, anti-blackness, colorism, all of these things are still very much pervasive in our communities? Bro, Latinos haven't even reconciled with the fact that they can't use the N-word unless they're also black themselves, because Afro-Latinos exist. Oh, and if we're talking about Miami, oof, you'll see the whitest MAGA Latinos be like, bro, but I grew up in the hood. I grew up around black people. In Overtown or in Liberty City, I could say it, bro. No one's going to stop me from saying it. It's my right. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. We haven't even gotten over that. And we want black people to go to protest with us, to engage in activism with us, putting their lives, their freedom, their bodies on the line? No. I completely understand any black person that wants to just disengage, disregard us. I get it, guys. I really, really do. And we, as Latinos, as a collective, should not be harboring resentment against black people, criticizing them, getting angry at them, questioning them. No. No. Because we've earned this. They are completely justified in feeling the way they feel and doing what they're doing. Now, I would like to give a message to the black folks watching this video. You are completely justified in your feelings and in doing what you're doing, and I respect it. But please remember that black folks are also being affected by this persecution of undocumented migrants. And I feel like that's not talked about enough either. Here, Miami, Florida is the best example. Haitians, Jamaicans, Bahamians, Afro-Cubans, Afro-Hondurans, Garifunas, black people from all over Latin America and all over the world, Africans, just so many black people that are also undocumented that are really being affected by the persecution of this administration. And of course, much like any other entity in space, black folks in immigration detention centers, in the immigration system, are treated worse than their white, Latino, Asian counterparts. So it's really important to acknowledge that and just let you guys know. But yeah, Latinos, we need to tighten up. If you guys want the support of the black community, then earn it. Demonstrate that we can solve these issues of racism in our own communities, and please stop saying the N-word. If you're not black, don't say the N-word.
Oh,
It's really
yeah,
simple.
we are back. And so, if you watch to this level, what do you think about these Haitians? Do you actually think they actually deserve what they are facing right now? From in my honest opinion, I would think they actually deserve it because they actually asked for it, and blacks are giving them exactly what they asked. They said they could do without them, and they said blacks should go and patronize their own, and now blacks are doing so well as patronizing their own, while the Asians are going bankrupt. Yes, let us sing it for a second. They are going bankrupt and they are on their knees begging for the black. So, in your own thought, do you think the blacks should reconsider them, or they should continue patronizing their own as they initially said? Now, leave your thoughts in that comment section. And please, if you watch this far, thank you for watching. Thank you for staying. Do well to hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell because I'm bringing you content like this. If you love content like this, you're in the right channel. And see you in my next episode.